Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me today. It is Sunday, January the 4th, and I am working today on my mystery canvas, and I am participating not only in my paint along, which is stained glass, and the hashtag for that is stained glass DP, but I'm also participating in Scarlett's little crafty corner, solve a mystery, and hers is mystery DP, I believe. So if you want to do a mystery canvas, this is a mystery canvas. And if you're new to diamond painting, a mystery canvas is that you don't see, I mean, you kind of see what it is, but not really. You won't know for sure until you've laid all your diamonds down on the canvas. So Scarlett has asked everyone who wants to participate to get a mystery canvas, something you can't see until you've laid all your drills down, and you can do that. Go on over to her channel. I will link her down below, and you can do her diamond paint along, and you can do my diamond paint along if you have a stained glass. Now, the last video I did a whip and chat with some Christmas questions, and now I'm going to work on my DP canvas to give Scarlett some airtime. So, Scarlett, this is for you. Once again, I have linked her channel down below. I will also link the Facebook group Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0, of which I am participating in these two diamond paint-alongs. And if you're not a member, and if you'd like to be a member, head on over to Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0 on Facebook. You have to answer a couple of questions, and you can join our group. This is a themed diamond painting group. Every month there is a different theme. The only month in the year that there is no theme is December, where you can diamond paint whatever you want. And it's not just open to diamond painting. They've opened it up to all crafts, as long as you fit the theme, okay? So today is, today's a whip and chat of something I haven't done in a while. I'm going to do a crime story, and it's a different one because the story I'm about to tell you is not necessarily considered a crime. It should be a crime, but it's called catfishing. And if you don't know what catfishing is when someone uses a different identity to lure you into a relationship, and they can ask you for money. They can exploit you sexually. They can do it to children, and that's when it becomes a crime. But the actual it's not an art. The actual action of catfishing is not against the law. It only becomes against the law if something like that happens, if there is child abuse, sex pornography with children, or an adult, someone who is not consensual. If they ask you for money, that kind of thing becomes against the law. So what I'm talking about is a new Netflix special. Well, it's not new. I think it came out in October. And it's called Sweet Bobby, and I'm going to put the advertisement on the screen, and I'm going to tell you all about it. It's really like all the other crime stories I told you about. It's really way out there. Like, these are the ones I watch, the ones that are out there, and I want to bring them to your attention, especially if you're single and you're watching this. You need to be aware. I'm sure you're aware. I mean, for someone to be caught up in a catfishing scheme, there are people that are very vulnerable, and that's who these predators look for. They look for the vulnerable, and people who have lost someone. It could be someone that you know, like this story, or it could be a total stranger. 99% of the time it's someone you know, because they know, unless they've been following you, it could be someone you don't necessarily know personally, but someone that's been following you on Facebook or Twitter or whatever social media. You don't know them very well, but they can set you up and feed you a web of lies. Like this story right now, what I'm about to tell you will blow your mind. So let's start diamond painting. Like I said, the Netflix special is called Sweet Bobby, and it centers around this South Asian woman named Kirat, and she's in her early 30s, and she's successful, but she's not married yet. And coming from an Asian family, that is kind of, they put some pressure on you to find someone, get married. A lot of Asian cultures arrange marriages, but I don't think it was the case in here. She met this gentleman, Bobby, in quotation marks, online. She had seen him in a club previously, but they never really connected. And so her cousin, Simran, became involved in this, and you will never believe how. Um, and if I'm so before I keep going, if you have not watched it and you don't want to be spoiled with this, go watch the Netflix special first before, and then you can come back and watch this video. If you don't care and you're just here to diamond paint with me, then keep going. But if you want to watch the Netflix special and you don't want to be spoiled, stop the video, go watch, and then you can come back and give me your opinion, what you think. So I'll keep going. It's, so like I said, Kirit is an Asian woman, and, oh, and please don't watch me diamond paint. I'm going to be all over the place on this canvas, and I might make you dizzy, so forewarning, don't watch me. I suggest that you do something else. Because I'm going to be all over the place. So she's 30, in her 30s, and she's hoping for love because she wants to get married, have children, and she meets this guy, Bobby, online. He's successful. He's attractive, Asian guy as well. And he gets involved with a wrong crowd. He ends up getting shot 6 times, apparently. How he survives that, I'll never know. And so he ends up in the hospital. He has a stroke. And this is all stuff that she's communicating with him. He's in the witness protection program, and yet he's able to communicate with her. That's another thing. It's a red flag for any normal person, but because she's so vulnerable and she wants to find love, she'll believe anything. And that's what's so sad about this and so frustrating. So he gets shot. He gets put into the witness protection program. He's in the hospital. And Bobby is communicating with her through Facebook Messenger. This goes on, guys. This catfishing scheme goes on for 9 years. There's a lot of controversy with how long it takes, but how long it gone on, what for, but it went on supposedly for 9 years. How does a person not see the red flags after 9 years? And she never met the guy. She saw him once in a club, like I said, but she never really got to know him. She never met him. And they talk through Messenger. She never hears his voice on the telephone. After all those years, how long would you wait if you were dating someone, say, off a dating app? How long would you wait before you actually spoke to them or demanded to meet them in person? Couple months? Couple of weeks? You want to know what this person looks like. You want to make sure they're real, right? Well, this guy had a way of, or this person had a way of manipulating her. He had every excuse in the book. They tried to meet a couple of times, and, what's this? They tried to meet a couple of times, and he would always find excuses that he couldn't meet up with her. He was busy at work, or in this case, he was in the hospital dying, quote unquote. And then he suffers a stroke and he couldn't talk. The stroke affects his vocal cords and he couldn't talk. So then they're still communicating through Facebook Messenger, and she started to get frustrated. I don't know how long it took, but man, 9 years, guys. It's crazy. This show was crazy. And the parents, the Asian parents, they weren't allowed to find anything out about him. The father really wanted to go to Kenya, where this guy was based, and meet the families and make sure everything was all set, because they were going to get married. And then eventually, he does get married, but not to Kirit. He gets married to another woman, Sanj, I think her name was, and they have a baby. Oh my goodness. It was crazy, guys. So, who do you think was behind all this? All these messages. And the messages that they exchanged were explicit, loving, flirtatious, sexual in nature. Oh, I want to be with you. We want to have kids. All that kind of stuff. Do you want to know who was behind all this? Her cousin. Her female cousin was behind all this. She was sending her all these messages, pretending to be Bobby, pretending to be Bobby's wife, pretending to be Bobby's brother, whom Simran was, can't remember her name. Simran was married to Bobby's brother, or she was dating him, sorry. She was dating Bobby's brother. And he ends up dying, and what a web of lies she had to come up with. She had apparently 60 accounts on social media, and she was following them all. She masterminded this entire thing. Kiran wanted to finally confront Bobby because he was blowing her off. He kept blowing her off. He got her to the hospital, and then he was staying in a hotel. She went to the hotel, and she tried to contact him, and then she found out he wasn't at the hotel, and she found his wife's social media, and she found out where the wife's family lived, Sanjay's family lived, and she drove an hour to go to her house. And when she knocked on the door, Bobby was there. And he pretended he didn't know who she was. And he really didn't know who she was, because her cousin was the one that was doing all of this. But Kirit didn't know that yet. And then finally, Kirit said she was going to call the police because she couldn't believe, I don't know why she was going to call the police, for what. But she said that this guy was pretending that he didn't know who she was, and she was just going nuts. She had a relationship with this guy for 9 years, and he was blowing her off. He was living with the woman, the mother of his child, and he was blowing off Kirit. And Kirit couldn't figure it out. And then she called her cousin while she was at the house, confronting Bobby, and she said she was going to call the police, and her cousin said, don't do it, not yet. And then I believe it was the next day, she met up with her cousin, and her cousin confessed to everything. She told her that she was Bobby, the person that she was communicating with for 9 years, that he never got a chance to go to New York. By the way, when he was in the witness protection program, they moved him to New York. So he was in the hospital, and then he got out of the hospital, and then he went to live with his wife, who he married, Sanj. He married her, and she went to go confront them. She couldn't believe that she was communicating with this guy for so long. She goes and confronts him, and he blows her off. He didn't know who she was. He had no idea who she was. And she had no idea that she had been catfished until her cousin confessed. Now, as with all the other Netflix specials I watch, I go to TikTok and I investigate and I read everything that everybody's talking about. I watch all the videos. People are summarizing the Netflix special, and so many people are saying that the girl who was the cousin, they used a model. It wasn't really her. She was protected. Can't believe that. And like I said at the beginning of the video, catfishing is not a crime. It becomes a crime when crimes are committed, like extortion of money, promise to expose a person if there's like special sexual stuff going on. It's crazy. And how I felt about this, I mean, how do you go this long without demanding to see someone? Why did she go so long without... He was in the hospital. Why didn't she go visit him? If he was in New York, she could have gone to the hospital where he was and gone to visit him. But she never did. She communicated with him through Facebook Messenger. They talked about their lives together. They planned to be together. And all this time, it was her cousin who was concocting this whole thing. And apparently she had 60 accounts. I did mention that. How she was able to keep up with all these accounts is beyond me. At my age, I can't even remember all the passwords that I need in my daily life. Never mind having to keep up with 60 profiles that she made up. She made up a profile of Bobby's brother. She made up a profile of other people, so many other people. The parents were devastated that this happened. At the end of the video, it shows that she's 42 years old. She hadn't, 42 or 44, she hadn't found love yet. Would she have any babies? We don't know. But she wasted 9 years of her life. How do you go 9 years without meeting a person face to face, talking to them on the phone? And when they did their, they would do FaceTime, but the cousin's side was always blocked. She could never see Bobby. She could never see Bobby because that side was always blocked. He always blocked it. And wasn't that a red flag for her? Seriously? There are a lot of people online defending Kirit. There are a few ideas that people had. It was possible that her cousin hated her so much that she wanted to ruin her life. Or was it the other way around? Was she obsessed with her, in love with her cousin, that she did this to her? How do you keep up with it for 9 years, though? Anyway, guys, that is the story. Go on Netflix, watch Sweet Bobby. If you want a good wrap around your brain. If you want to give your brain some exercise, go watch Sweet Bobby. That is one crazy story. Being catfished. I've heard of people being catfished. I've watched a lot of catfish stories on Netflix and on YouTube, and they're crazy. I did sort of a catfish story a couple months ago, I believe, with Wrong Number. Do you remember that? Unknown Number? This is crazier, I think. Personally, I think this is a crazier story. So I hope you enjoyed this this story. Like I said, it wasn't your typical crime story. Nobody died. But apparently someone was shot, but I don't think that was the truth either. It was all a catfish. Her cousin made up the entire story. That guy, Bobby, there's a real Bobby, but he was never shot and he was never in the hospital, never had a stroke. He was living his life. in the UK. They had moved to the UK. He was living his life. And here's Curate was thinking that he was in the hospital. He had been shot. He was in the witness protection program. All these stories. And she never thought to question this stuff. That's what desperation gets you. When you are so desperate for love and you're so vulnerable for that, you believe anything someone tells you, and you want to believe it, and you want a relationship, and you want to, and then all of a sudden things click when the other person refuses to meet you. Let that be a lesson. Like, what do you take away from this? If you meet someone on an app, a dating app, don't let too much time go before meeting them. A week or two. Like, you can talk on the phone for a week or two and then set up a date to meet. You have to meet this person in person. Why did she wait so long? I don't know. There was a story and she believed it. All of it. And it was her cousin. And then it turns out that the cousin was being protected on Netflix, and the person they put on the show to represent her cousin wasn't her cousin. It was a model. And the real cousin is away from the cameras. So we don't know what's going on with that. We don't know. We don't think the end of the story, it says that she was never charged with that because it's not necessarily a crime. All she did was dupe her into 9 years of a relationship and lied to her about all this. But there was no extortion. She didn't ask for money. She just duped her into this, making her think that she and this guy Bobby were going to get married and settle down and have a family. Meanwhile, the real guy who she went to confront had no idea who she was because he was the victim of a catfish. Who is the victim here? Is it Kirat, who waited 9 years before she finally figured out she should meet this guy? Is it Bobby, the real Bobby, whose identity was stolen and lies were made up about him online? Definitely not Simran. She is not the victim here. And the wife and the child of Bobby, who were publicized as well. I'm pretty sure that was his wife and baby in the movie. But yeah. So this looks like a map, doesn't it? I've done a bit, and I am 22 minutes into this video. Thank you so much for watching. Go watch Sweet Bobby on Netflix if you want to wrap your head around some really crazy stuff. If you think this is crazy, I have other crime stories in my playlist you can go watch. If you're new to my channel, go have a listen. But this is by far the craziest story I've ever heard. I've watched it twice now. I watched it the other night, and I watched it probably a few months ago, and I said, this is a story I have to talk about, even though no one was killed. But someone was so caught up in a web of lies that she chose to believe. And this dragged on for 9 years. 9 years wasted of her life. And now at her age, in her 40s, will she have children? She could, if she adopts or if she really wants to have children in her 40s. But, yeah, it was crazy. So I done some diamond painting on my mystery canvas. And like I said, if you want to participate in the mystery paint along, go check out Scarlett's Little Crafty Corner. She's doing a mystery story, and you have to find some clues. Go check out Diamond Painting with Friends 2.0. She's got some information there. Check out her channel. She's got some information there. She's put people who have joined already on a little scavenger hunt. So if you want to be part of that, go check out her channel and watch her latest video, and you can be all set. My diamond paint along is for stained glass. So if you have any stained glass canvases you'd like to participate in, feel free to join me. I'm not doing any prizes, and neither is Scarlett. We're just here to have fun and get to know each other. So please give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. If you like these crime stories, let me know. and I'll continue. And I will see you on the next video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe on your way out. Thank you. Bye.